How's everybody doing? This is the retirement gap explained in less than 4 minutes. Let's go for it. Because you did everything you were told. You contribute to the plan, you got the match, you bought a home, you avoided unnecessary risk, you waited for retirement. I mean, you did it consistently for years. So here's the question I want you to sit with for a second. If you did everything right, why does it still feel uncertain? Because somewhere along the way, saving consistently started to feel like the whole plan instead of just a piece of the plan. Because here's the piece that nobody tells you about or explains clearly. A retirement account and a retirement income are two different numbers. Let's just say for a second that your statement shows you have $412,000. Man, sounds good, looks good when it's sitting there, right? But what does that actually pay you monthly? What's that going to pay you when you retire, man? So for a lot of people, that number lands around $1,850 a month. There's a gap here. You're probably saying to yourself, I've been saving for years. And you also may say, I've built something permanent. But those aren't the same statement, right? They're not the same thing. And this is just an illustrative example, but your numbers are your own. That's exactly what I want you and I to sit down and talk about, look at together. Because you have to face these blind spots. And blind spot number one is that we talk about the one bucket, one tax bill. Teachers, nurses, government employees, union trade people like your electricians and plumbers. I see this constantly with families who did everything right and their savings all sit in the same tax bucket, getting the same tax treatment. Your 401k or your TSP, your pension, your savings, it's the same bucket over and over again. There's a little diversification there. They all going to get taxed the same. So because when you finally say I'm gonna use this money, taxes take a bigger bite than anybody ever could plan for. Because Uncle Sam say I'm gonna get mine, right? Because that's going to bring you to blind spot number two. Now, blind spot number two, and this is one that most people haven't even thought to ask or try to find out. What happens to my spouse's income if I go first? Yeah. Pensions and group benefits often just don't answer that question. They just not going to answer that. And to be clear, that's not a knock on them places. It's not a knock on the pension. It's not a knock on none of those things. Because it's the question worth having a real answer to before you ever need an answer to figure this thing out. You gotta go look into it early. Because I'm not I'm not here to tell you that your pension, your 401k, is a mistake. It's not. It's not at all. Not at all a mistake. I'm here to help you see a full picture and to make sure that your consistency is actually building the outcome you want, not just saving just to be saving. Because I've been saving for years and I've built something permanent. As we said, they're not the same statements, guys. Building something permanent is something different than just saving something. Because here's what I offer you. I'll call it. I have a packet I can give you that you could do on your own. It's called a retirement and legacy gap check. One focused 20-minute conversation. It's your numbers. You get your questions. It's no pressure either way if you come back to me or not. We look at four things when we're looking at this retirement gap check. We look at your income estimate, what your current accounts may actually support, your tax diversification check, whether you are concentrated in one bucket or spread across, have a diversification. We look at your survivor income look, what happens if your spouse or if something happens to you first. And we also going to look at that legacy gap review, whether there's a gap between what you're building and what you actually want to leave behind. So the point of the conversation is to bring clarity, you know, bring clarity to where you stand, not to pressure you into doing anything. Because, I mean, you've been saving for years. Let's find out what you're actually building. Now, this one 20-minute conversation is absolutely free. It's no obligation. I'm not going to try to sell you anything, make you buy anything. It's for you to get clarity. And all you have to do is comment gap check below or hit the link. I may even attach the link to the video so you can see exactly where you stand. I'm Aaron Johnson, known as Mr. Aaron with Advantage Life, where we leave an inheritance for everyone.